Okay everybody, Tyler here, all things archery and shooting. This is part 2 of my review on this Ghost Hand ILF Takedown Recurve hunting bow. It's a 45-pound bow at 28 inches, 60-inch overall length. At my draw length, I'm pulling about 49 pounds, just under 49 pounds. Arrows I'll be shooting in this test will be these 5/16 Port Orford cedar. They have 4-inch shield cut feathers, boning nocks on them, and they're spined for 45 to 50 pounds, and they're running 125 grain point up front. We're going to shoot 3 arrows to the chronograph, and then shoot 3 more and get an average of 6. Then we're going to shoot some 3D targets, and then we're going to move over and do some overall shooting, and we'll talk about this when we get finished up. Like I said, I've never owned an ILF bow before, so it's going to be a different shooting experience for me. So let's see how she does. Okay, I'm gonna, the chronograph is 5 yards in front of the target. I'm gonna be 10 foot in front of the chronograph. Let's see how she shoots. First arrow. .178. Second arrow. .173. Third arrow. .178. Okay, we're gonna shoot 3 more, and as always, I'm gonna throw out the high and throw out the low and average the remaining 4. So, 4th arrow, .177. 5th arrow, .178. And 6th arrow, .179. Okay, not too bad, about 178 feet per second. Roughly, that's not too bad. Again, these arrows that I'm shooting are Port Orford cedar. They're 5/16. They have 125 grain point, 4-inch shield cut feathers. They got a left helical on them, and they have a boning knock on them. These are coming in around 475 to 485 feet. 475 to 485 in weight, grain weight. So I'm running just about 10 grains per pound of draw weight, so I'm pulling just under 49 pounds of that bow. So 178 is pretty respectable. Bow seems kind of loud though. I mean, there are no strings on it. It's kind of loud. You hear that little pang on it. But let's step off 20 yards so we can put how far she is from 20 yards, and we'll shoot right here and see what we can do. 120 yards. First round at 20 yards is a little bit high. See if I can settle that down a little bit. This is the first time I'm shooting this bow, so I'm trying to get used to it. Let's try it again. 20 yards, head out. Okay, not some of my best shooting at 20 yards, but this is my first shot. I was aiming for here. It's about 11 o'clock, just outside the circle. My next two shots were here. I was aiming for here. Still 11 o'clock, in the circle at least. It's probably, what, maybe an inch and a half away from what I was aiming at. My last two shots are right here. I was aiming for the middle, and I got a 1 o'clock and a 8 o'clock. I think a lot to do with this bow is it's got a lot of hand vibration. When you shoot this thing, your whole hand vibrates. It kind of almost hurts your hand when you shoot it. And the arrows are the right spine for it. These are 45 to 50 spine arrows, so that shouldn't be an issue. I think it has something to do with this ILF system. Maybe I don't have it tuned right properly or what, but I did check the tiller, and the tiller was fine. It's got an awful lot of hand shock. Let's go over a 3D animal and do some shooting on it. Okay, this is the Glendale Buck. Okay, this is the Glendale Buck 3D target. I did a review on this target, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a little less. And I gotta tell you, this is not a very good target. It's already broke, the back strap's already broke up here. I've already shot out one side completely of the removable quadrant, or the removable vital area. It's just not a very good target. For $150, $160, there's probably much better targets out there. Order a different target, a new one coming in. So we'll see how that one shoots, but this thing is like, not a very good target. I would not recommend this target for long term. I mean, I shoot 100 to 150 arrows a day, so I put a lot of arrows in this target. If you're like a weekend shooter or something, it might be fine, but for the kind of shooting I do, it just doesn't hold up. Let's step off 20 yards and we'll put some 5 arrows into this target here, see where it hits at. Okay. Alright, that's 5 arrows. I got 2 in the lung. I got 3 in the heart on this side. So, I mean, I was aiming for the heart and lung over here, so it's shooting where I'm aiming at, but I just still got a lot of hand shock and not comfortable to shoot. Maybe that's because I don't have it adjusted right, I don't know, but it's just not comfortable to shoot. Try this bobcat target next. Okay, this is a bobcat target. I did a review on this a couple weeks ago. It's been a good target, so we're going to aim for right here, see what we can do with it. Okay. All right, I did notice when I was shooting this that my brace height had changed from 7.5 down to almost like 6.5. That string had stretched 6 3/4. So I unstrung the bow and I put a few more twists in the string. Got it back to 7.5, and it seems to be shooting better now, as you can see. 20-yard shot. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right in the kill zone, 1 just outside the kill zone. It seems like this thing is very picky about its brace height. So it's shooting back at 7.5 inches now. Seems to be shooting better now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do some more shooting with this, and I want to show you this deer target. Okay, this is my Glendale big buck deer target with their removable 4-sided thing. As you can see, it's right broke in the back here, and now the leg's broke, as you can see here. This target's not even 2 months old, and I probably put 500-600 rounds into this target, but it should not be coming apart like that. I don't think. It's a $160 target, so. Although this target is not a very good recommended target, I would not recommend it to you further to anybody, so stay away from that. I'm going to have to get a new target now. We're going to always shoot down my bag target so you can see the tiller on the bow and how it performs. So let's do that right now. Actually, I'm going to shoot my other deer around there that I have. Now I'll shoot the back target. Alright, that was top left. Try it again. That was the center one. Try that again. That was the bottom right. Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm gonna walk down there now. Okay, as you can see on that target, that top left dot's the first dot I shot. Okay, it's right about the 9 o'clock, just outside the bullseye. The middle dot, the green one's the one I shot next. That's the same spot, 9 o'clock, basically almost the same exact spot. And then the last shot I took was at the bottom right. That is probably 11 o'clock, just outside the circle. So the bow does shoot where I aim it at, but I'm just not used to that bow. It does have a lot of hand shock to it. So that bow's going to take some getting used to, and I probably don't have it set up right. So let's head inside, get out of this heat, and we can talk more about this bow and what I think about it, and go through my 6 criteria of the bow and see what the scores, okay? I'll see you guys back inside in a minute. Okay, everybody, got back from outside, out of that heat and that humidity out there. We got a little Florida, but the heat and humidity out here is just, it's a killer during the summertime. Anyway, I got some Gatorade here, so I should be good. Good stuff. So let's talk about this bow now. Well, it's the first time I'm shooting an ILF bow, so you can take that for what it's worth. I have really no experience on these bows at all. I'm not even sure I got the bow set up right, to be honest with you. But we're going to go through my 6 points that I review a bow on. Those being quality, fit, and finish. Next being the specification of the bow. The specification is how accurate it is compared to the website that you buy it from. The speed of the bow, which is pretty self-explanatory, is how fast the bow moves. And I base my speed on 10 grains per pound of draw weight. So a 48-pound bow is roughly a 480 grain arrow, which is what I was shooting today. That's how I keep the speeds consistent between the bows. Shootability, how quick I can pick the bow up and shoot it and get on target with it. And the 5th one, how quiet the bow is right out of the box with nothing done to it. And then the last thing is the value of the bow. Is it worth your hard-earned dollars to buy? So let's start with the first one, quality, fit, and finish. Well, quality, fit, and finish, I have to say, is fairly good. I don't see any rough marks or any tooling marks on it anywhere. The limbs have no glue marks anywhere. Only thing I would have to say is I'm not sure if this is correct. I've got hunting bow on the back side, on the belly of the bow, and then on the back of the bow I have also hunting on that. So I'm not sure that's the way it's supposed to be. So because I don't know, I'm not going to ding it on that, but this seems kind of weird to me how that looks. So all the bolts in this thing are Allen key metric, and they sent an SAE metric toolkit, so that doesn't work. So I mean, the quality there is kind of pretty bad. They sent me the wrong tool for the bow. I don't know how they managed that, but they did. So, but I did have a metric Allen key set to use on these Allen bolts, so that wasn't a big deal. Otherwise, the string's really good quality string. I can't complain about it. I don't like the serving. I measured that that's just under 5.5 inches, like 5 3/8 inches. That's serving, so I don't like that. I like at least an 8-inch or preferably a 9-inch serving. So they could have done a little better serving job on that. It's just better because if it does slap your arm, it's going to wear your string right there because it's going to slap against your arm guard. I didn't have any arm guard slaps, so it wasn't an issue. The tips on the bows, they're good, reinforced. I don't see any issues with those at all. The string lays into the string groove pretty nicely. No issues there either. So for quality fit and finish, I'm going to have to give it a 7 just because they sent the wrong tool with it, and I'm just not sure about these decals are on right, and also I don't like the serving on it. So quality fit and finish is going to be a 7, okay? Specifications of the bow, I looked at the bow, it does say it's a survival bow. It does talk about what all it comes with, and it does not come with a bowstringer, so, but it didn't say it did, so it doesn't come with there. So specification is right on the money at 45 pounds at 20-inch draw, what it's supposed to be. So specifications, I'm going to give it a 9. Speed of the bow, well, the bow on average, you'll see it in the when we do in the card. I'll put a card in there for all the average speeds, but it's probably an average about 178 feet per second, which for a 45-pound longbow shooting a 470 grain arrow, that's pretty respectable. So I'm going to give the speed on this one an 8. All right. Shootability. This is where it's going to be hard to judge because I don't know much about ILF bow, so I'm probably going to hurt this bow with my shootability because I could not pick this bow and get accurate and get on target the way I want to. True, I can shoot it fairly well, but the bow has a tremendous amount of bow shock to it, and it's just uncomfortable to shoot. I don't know if I got it adjusted wrong or it's not set up correctly because it's ILF, never owned one before. And I seem to always shoot to the left with this bow. And that might be because of this step this step shelf it has here. This is kicked too far out. So it's supposed to be a center shot bow, but if you look down the center shot falls in right here. But in that little bump out is not a center shot, it's more like a 1/8 inch before center shot a little bit more. So I don't know, it could be me, I don't have it set up right, but it just wasn't as accurate as I'm used to shooting with these bows. I could have had a bad day for me too, but the bow just, I mean, the hand shock alone was just, I mean, horrendous. It just, the whole bow vibrates in your hand. It's just uncomfortable to shoot. And just, I mean, granted, it'll go basically where you want it at, but you got to really work at it. So shootability, I'm going to give this thing a 6 because it just doesn't work for me. Now that could change if I learn how to adjust these ILF buttons correctly or get it tuned right, but right now I'm going to give it a 6. All right, quietness of the bow. Another thing, this bow is extremely loud. It sounds like a hand grenade going off. And you can hear that? It's all in its handle here too, so I'm not sure what that rattling is, if it's an ILF system. I thought it was the fishing line inside back and forth. So I took the grip off, I put a piece of tape around that fishing lure thing so it wouldn't move. That didn't change anything. So I don't know what that noise is, but when you shoot it, it's just so loud. It's probably the loudest bow that I've ever shot. And it's actually louder than that last Canon cane bow, that recurve that I shot. It was that $59 bow, but I finally got quieted down. This one I'm not sure if I can quiet it down or not, because I don't think string saunders are going to help this thing. It's got a lot of slap to it, a lot of noise to it, so I'm going to have to give it a 4 on quietness, okay? Value. Let's talk about value now. This bow is $69.90, shipped from Amazon to your door, and it is an ILF, which I could not find another ILF bow on Amazon anywhere for less than $200, okay? $180, $209, that's the cheapest I could find. Most were in the $300 to $400 range. I mean, the limbs alone, ILF limbs, they were running $150 to $600 for ILF limbs. So I mean, I don't know how they're building a bow, an ILF bow for $59 and shipping it. But them Chinese apparently are doing it though, okay? So I got to give it a 10 for the value for your money, all right? Because it is a good buy for an ILF bow. Now, I'm sure that once I learn how to use this bow and get it tuned properly, it'll probably shoot a lot better for me. But that's what we're looking at. Now, what do I think about this bow? Well, I don't like the bow as of right now. But again, I need to work on the bow and learn this ILF system better. I've never owned one. I don't think this bow will be a good bow for a beginner because it's kind of hard to understand how this ILF system works and get everything tuned just right. There's a lot of tuning involved in this bow. So this is more of an intermediate bow, but a low-end intermediate bow for an archer. And for $69, you really can't go wrong on the price. I mean, I like the 60-inch overall length. I think that's a nice length for an ILF for any kind of bow. It's my favorite length, 60 inches. I love the string. The string's a nice Flemish twist. It is a B50. It did stretch on me. I had it set at 7.5, and by the time I was shooting for a while, it dropped down to 6 3/4. So I had to take it down and put some more twists in to get it back to 7.5. But it seems to be staying at 7.5 now. So the string did stretch some. And I don't like that 5.5-inch serving it's got right there. That's awful small, I think. But the strings are pretty. It's green and black. It's kind of a nice color. First time I've seen a green and black color combination. I kind of like that color combination. It's kind of nice. It does have all the ATA connections for us. You know, sight, quiver, rest, plunger button, stabilizer, fish connection. Whatever you want to do with it. So that's nice if you're into that kind of stuff. I like my bows just plain Jane with none of that stuff on them. But some people do like that, so it's there. And it's kind of cool. It's got all this survival stuff in it. It's got a saw on it. It's got a fire starter. It's got a little razor knife. It's got a fishing hook on it. So, I mean, it's got a little compass built in. I think the compass is the coolest thing on the whole bow is that compass. It reminds me of the old Fred Bear bow. I love that compass on it. So, otherwise, I mean, for the money, it's not a bad bow. It's just, I wouldn't get it for a beginner like me because I've never owned one before. So, it's something I got to learn. Maybe you guys can leave some comments down what I'm doing wrong, and maybe I'll do a reshoot after I get it tuned and learn it a little more. But bow seems quick. It's not comfortable to shoot, though. I'll be honest with you. It's not very comfortable to shoot. But again, that could be because I don't have it adjusted properly. Anyway, I'd recommend it for an intermediate user, beginning intermediate user, but not definitely a beginner bow. Alrighty, well, this has been Todd with All Things Archery and Shooting. If you like what you see, please click that like button, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click that bell so I can notify upcoming videos. My next couple of videos that come out, I'm going to get a new target, by the way. I saw the target out there, my Glendale Big Buck 3D target. It's completely destroyed in less than 2 months. So, I mean, the last target I had lasted over a year. That one lasted less than 2 months. So I'm not very happy with that target, so I cannot recommend that target. So I'm going to have to order a new target for that. So stay tuned. I'm going to get a new target. I'll get a higher end 3D buck target, and we'll do a review on that. Also got a custom bow coming in around August 20th. Custom long bow that's being built for me in one piece. So I'm really looking forward to getting that. That's my first really true custom, built to me kind of bow. I know my Mandarin Devour is kind of a semi-custom, but this is a bow coming in. It's a full custom and built to my specifications. So I'm looking forward to it when it gets here. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for your support. Channel's growing. I appreciate everything. I like all the comments. Keep leaving me comments. I'll try to answer every one that I can. And let me know what you think about my video, my presentation, what I think. And I will say this bow here will I'm probably not going to spend too much time with this bow because I'm not really into this ILF stuff. So I'll probably either just stick this bow in my bow locker, or maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll just send it back, get my money back. I don't know. But I mean, for $69, it's kind of not worth it to send it back. So maybe I'll just take it apart, stick it back in a box, and put it away for a rainy day. Who knows? Anyway, this has been Todd, All Things Archery and Shooting. Oh yeah, I forgot. Very important. The final score for this bow, I didn't even go over that. I keep missing. I always miss that. So the final score, I have a 60 in this bow. Remember, bows rated for all my 6 criteria were 1 to 10, 10 being best, 1 being the worst. So the possible score is 60. This bow scored. This bow is the lowest scoring bow I've had so far. It scored 42 out of 60. So that's where the bow scored at. So that's the lowest one I got so far. All right, so there you go. All righty, I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, ciao. That's good.